guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I fancied doing a slightly more of an evening look. My last video was very soft and very pretty. I want this one to be, like I said, something more for an evening. I think I want to go for like a matte brown smoky eye on the lid section and maybe a pop of shimmer on the lash line. If that sounds like a look you're interested in, then please keep on watching. So I'm actually going to start with the eyes first, and I'm going to prime them with concealer. I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution concealer for this. I'm taking the shade C1 and use my Real Techniques concealer brush just to buff that out. And just to quickly set that in place, I'm taking the Freedom powder setting brush and, like I said, just setting that in place. Okay, so for eyes today I fancied using the Modern Renaissance palette today. As you can see, I have smashed my mirror. So first of all, I'm going to go in with some of the Raw Sienna just at the end here. I'm going to pick it up on my E40 Home Pure brush and start buffing this into the crease and bringing it upwards towards the brow to act as my transition shade. So the majority of the product I put through the crease and then I start buffing it upwards. It's up to you how far you want to buff up to the eyebrow. I quite like going relatively high. And as always, I do like to slightly wing it out. I just think it suits my eye shape the best. And I'm actually going to go in with some Cypress Umber at the end here. This is my Luxie 213. It's just an eye shading brush. I'm picking up some of that colour. And this I'm just going to pack all over the lid. I'm actually going to build up quite a bit because I want it to be very, well, relatively intense. So at the moment I'm just packing on the colour and I'll go ahead and blend it in a second. Okay, then I'm actually going to take some of the burnt orange shade here on that E40 brush again. I'm going to use this shade to help blend out that Cypress Umber shade. So a slightly darker version of Raw Sienna. It's just going to help blend those two colours together. I'm also going to drag that shade out as well, just to kind of flow it into the winged out section. I will just take a little bit of tempera and just use that to highlight the brow bone slightly. And then I'm going to take the e.l.f. felt tip liner. I'm just going to create a band across the upper lash line. I'm not going to wing out or anything like that. I just want to add, like I said, a band to give it a little bit of definition to the eye. I don't want to go too thick with this. I want it to be a relatively thin band. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the face quickly. As always, taking my Pure Luminous Primer. Now, you did recommend the Juice Beauty Illuminator Primer to me, and I was also recommended the Inica Primer. And I will be I've got a skin trial set from Inica that I will be doing a first impressions on. So it has the primer in there as well as the mineral foundation and a sample of the liquid foundation as well. So I'm going to probably next week, maybe next week or the week after, I'm going to do 2 videos testing those out so I can see what they are like. So thank you for your recommendations as always. So for foundation, I haven't used this one in a very long time, and as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I kind of did a big declutter of my makeup, and I've found a lot of products I used to really love that I haven't used in a while, so I thought why not crack them out again. So this is the Gosh Foundation Drops. I have my shade 002. As you know, I absolutely love the Exceptional Wear foundation from Gosh, so I remember liking this. It's a very, very liquid formula. It's very lightweight. It is slightly buildable. But I like it because it gives a really nice light layer. It does give a coverage. You can, like I said, you can build up a little bit if you want a bit more of a medium coverage. I'm just going to go in with a relatively lightish layer. Now I'm going to get my Real Technique sculpting brush just to blend that out. So as you can see, it blends out really nicely. It's really hydrating on the skin. It does give a relatively light coverage. You can still see everything peeking through as well. You'll see in my spot area that they won't necessarily be covered completely. It's a really lovely foundation. I'm going to go with a little bit more, just add a little bit more coverage, but I am going to go in with that Makeup Revolution concealer, which will be, is quite full coverage, so I can use that to cover anything I need to cover up.
Last week for my birthday. And how did he seem? Good. He and Karen had just celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary. We were planning a trip away together.
For concealer, like I said, I'm going to take that Makeup Revolution concealer. I'm taking C1 to begin with. And popping this under the eye area. And a little bit down the centre of my face. And then for the more spot prone areas, I'm taking C3. Then I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out. Oh, and try not to get it on the lid. To set that in place, I'm taking the Freedom powder again. Then to fill out my brows, I'm taking my B Longwear Brow Cream in the shade Dark Brown. Then I'm going to go with the Take a Brow Shape and Define Brow Gel just to comb through the brows and set them in place. Like I said, for the lower lash line, I want a bit more of a shimmer going on there. So I'm going to first of all take Primavera, which is this beautiful gold shimmer shade here. I'm taking my Real Technique shading brush. And I'm going to start running this along the lower lash line. And I'm actually going to take some of Vermeer as well, which is more this champagne-y shade up here. And also mix it in with the other shade on the lash line. And take a bit more of Vermeer and pop it just in the inner corner section. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to add some mascara. This is the Kiko Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara, and I'll give my upper and lower lashes a good couple of coats. Okay, so then onto the full face portion. I'm taking the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. I'm going to start off with this bronzer shade here to warm up my skin. And I think for blush I'm going to take this slightly more orangey shade down here, again on my Luxie 504 as always. On the apples I'm blending up into the contour areas. For the highlight I'm actually going to take the highlighter shade that's in this palette as well. Okay, now all that leaves is lips. So I'm going to go for a relatively neutral lip today. So I'm going to take the Lilo lip liner first in soft nude, and then I'm going to go in with the B Casi Lomas All About Me liquid lipstick. Okay, so that's his makeup look. The last video I did was quite a sweet, simple, pretty makeup look. I wanted to go for something a bit more bolder. It's still relatively simple. I didn't use that many eyeshadows on my eyes or anything like that, but just something a bit more bolder, a little bit more glamorous, I guess, for the evening type thing. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave suggestions for future videos down below, and I'll see you in my next video.